everyone. This is your host Ayusha, and welcome to another podcast of GR Records. Today, I have Soumyashree Thapa beside me, who is a self accomplished social media manager and an active student. She turned her dreams into her passion, and she is a very determined individual, takes great interest in psychology, and is ready to achieve her realistic goals. Hello, Soumyashree. How are you feeling today?
Hello, Ayusha. It's so good to be here today, especially when the day is so beautiful. And
Yeah.
of course, my anchor is as beautiful. I'm really excited to be here. To be honest, I had no idea that I'd end up being a host, like guest speaker
Yeah, yeah.
for this podcast. So I'm really honored and I'm really excited to get on.
Thank you so much for that, Soumyashri. It's actually a pleasure to have you because you've actually become something in your life and you've just graduated from high school. So, how does it feel to be a social media manager?
Being a social media manager, to be honest, I really, really enjoy what I do, and it's as if I've found a way to channel my passion and use it to help people make their work easier as well as monetize it. So I think, I've hit the jackpot, to be honest, to begin
Jackpot.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
as a starter, I'm really proud of how far I've come.
That's good. That's good that you are proud of what you are doing. So, how did this idea of being a social media manager come into your mind?
I've always been someone who loves playing with colors and, using the creative skills and design.
Yeah.
And also, I've been a problem solver and I love to work in teams. And to be honest, being social media manager has been the perfect way to use all of these skills.
Okay, so can you describe how you became a social media manager? Because I believe you did not have prior knowledge regarding your profession, your current profession. So, how was it like? What did you do for it?
Well, the idea of becoming a social media manager, it was like really random
Random
because
one.
yeah, because I was just randomly scrolling through my phone one day
Yeah.
and I come across this article which says like it talked about what social media managers are and what they do, the skills which are required to become a social media manager. And I thought to myself, this seems like my niche. This seems like
Like
my
my
cut of
job.
cup of
Yeah,
tea. Yeah,
yeah, cup of
exactly.
tea.
And then I was like, why don't I just look more into it? Then I did. I
Yeah.
learned a few more skills which are required, gathered more information, and how I can use the skills that I already have. And here we are.
You know, it's actually such a proud moment to know that you are a social media manager. That too, you did it by yourself. Like
Yes.
I don't think so. You asked for help from anyone else. You did it by your own self. So it's the small achievement that makes a really big difference. Do you believe in that?
Yes, to be honest, this whatever I'm doing at the moment, it's all self-taught.
Yeah.
I personally went through tons and tons of articles, YouTube videos, learning about social media management. And to be honest, it feels like a great accomplishment because it's been only a couple of months
Yeah.
since I've graduated
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
high school,
Yeah.
and it feels great.
Okay, so you know there are many people over there like you who have graduated from high school, and I believe many of them they are confused as to what they want to do like after 12. So what would you like to say to those people?
Okay, the first thing that I'd like to say is do something which makes you feel fulfilled, which
Yeah, that is
makes
actually
which
yeah.
makes you feel like alive, which makes you excited to do whatever you are doing. And of course, there's family. They want us to do something else, and sometimes what we want to do differs from their idea of what they want us to do.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say that your dreams are different and their dreams are different. This is your life, you fulfill your dream.
Yeah, yeah.
And yes, if you do have something that you're really passionate about, turn it into something which you can help people with.
Yeah, so you've taken out this topic of how some parents, and it's true as well, they want to dictate their children's life, and it's just few who get to escape from that phase and they do what they want. So how would you like to encourage that lot of people who get stuck in that web which is created by their near and dear ones?
Okay. For this particular question, I might not be the best person because I have a really, really supportive family.
Supportive, yeah.
I'm really grateful for that. They never forced me to, take up a particular stream and pursue a particular profession.
Yeah.
So, what I'd like to say to the people who are deprived of that privilege is that fight for it. Maybe, have I do not want you to have arguments with your family,
Imagine people having arguments after this.
but then stand firm on what you want because in the end it's your life, and I would not want anyone to look back and regret and think to themselves, maybe if I had fought for this a little bit more, life would have been so much better. I would have been happier. I don't want any of the people to experience that.
Yeah.
So I'd urge them to stand firm on what they want and try to make their parents understand from their perspective.
Yeah, so it is kind of important for the children also to take that step towards their parents when they have to make it a necessity
Yes.
to make their parents as well understand. But
Yes.
there are few who actually do not believe in it. And you know what? Because it's their first time also being parents, but some people are there who think that, who are stubborn enough to think that they are not understood. So, what would you like to say on that? When people feel misunderstood, what do you think that you can say to those people? How can they cope up with that? How can they come out of that misunderstood phase? Because I believe each and every one is misunderstood in their life. Have you ever felt like that?
Yes, I've felt misunderstood quite
Yeah.
a lot of times from sometimes from my friends, sometimes from my family members. I understand, but the main key to coming out of this phase is to communicate, because if the other end is just misinterpreting what you want, the only way to make them understand is by making them
Yeah,
understand,
that
by
is
communicating.
communication. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and regarding some parents who are really adamant that
Yeah.
no, my child will do this, I'd like to tell them that obviously parents want the best for their children, but they don't know what's best for their children.
Children,
Every child is
exactly. Yeah.
different.
In fact, don't you believe that nobody knows what's best for them? Do you believe in that?
Yes, I do actually. And the only way to find out is by living life and
Yeah.
going through it. Who knows, I might not end up becoming a social media manager anymore.
Exactly.
What if I end up becoming a hippie traveling the world with
Yeah.
nothing but a backpack?
Yeah. Imagine.
Exactly, nobody
Okay.
knows what's best for
Yeah.
them.
So, how do you maintain a good perspective when life gets tough?
I believe in fatalism, which means that everything that happens is pre planned.
Yeah.
And also, I really believe in God. I'm a
God.
God fearing
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
So I leave everything up to God. I give my best. And one thing is receiving a rejection, being said no by someone. This is a form of divine protection.
Yeah.
Something that did not happen might lead to something better. And I
Yeah.
really, really believe that.
So there is always a reason behind anything that happens in your life. You believe in it.
Yes.
And I also think that it's true because everything happens for a reason. Like, you are something right now for a reason. I'm something right now for a reason. And moving on to my next question, if you could get rid of one thing in your life, what would it be and why?
One thing I'd get rid of in my life is my urge to sleep
Urge to
24/7.
sleep. Oh my god, yeah.
Like I could sleep for the whole day if I
Yeah.
could. I'm sleepy and drowsy most of the time, especially during exam season.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
hard.
that's the hotspot of sleeping season, especially during like exam season, right?
Yes.
And if there is like one thing that you could change about yourself, what would it be? Or are you fine with however you are right now?
Okay, about this, something I'd change.
Yeah, something that
Um,
you would like to change.
it is my tendency to doubt my abilities.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I am working on it. And I think compared to the type of person I was a couple of months ago, who always used to downplay the skills I had, who always used to, doubt, like, can I do it? I've started becoming a bit more courageous in
Yeah.
this particular thing. So I'm on the journey of removing this completely. So yeah, I think by the end of the year, I will change it.
Yeah, by the end of the year, let's just manifest.
Yes,
Yeah, so you
manifesting.
said that you worked on this, like your tendency of doubting yourself. So, how did you do that? How was it? I believe it was difficult at first because I feel like it's a very deep problem to doubt yourself, which almost everyone has it. So, how did you do it, Soumyashree?
Well, as I've said before, the only way to do something which you're afraid to do is to do it scared. Even when I first started my social media account, I was pretty scared. Like, I was thinking to myself, will I really be able to do this? Do I have the skills, the talents to put myself out there and actually turn it into a successful business? I was scared,
Yeah.
but I took the step being afraid. And today I'm not afraid of it anymore.
Yeah.
And I overcame my self doubt that way. The only way is to go through it.
With fear. And that
Yes.
is actually, the words that you've used, it's very wise and it's like really good. I actually am, shocked because, the words that you are saying, it's actually so wise and so philosophical. Have you taken
Okay.
interest in philosophy?
Well, I listened to a lot of Lana Del Rey,
Oh
who
my god.
was who was a metaphysics major.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I get it from her, and I'll take this as a compliment.
Okay, yeah, you should. So, how did you get exposed to the idea of being a social media manager?
As I've said before, I found about being a social media manager through an article.
Yeah, yeah.
I spent a considerable amount of time going through more related articles, studying about all the skills needed, what like the scope of work that a social media manager covers. And yes, when I felt like I was ready, I took the step, and today I'm working as a social media manager with
Yeah.
multiple clients.
Okay, so how was your first experience with your first client? I really want to know that. I bet it was like kind of,
Yeah.
you were nervous, but how was it? Like, please describe it to us.
When I sat for one of my very first calls with my first client,
Yeah.
I was quite nervous, and a hint of self doubt was still there. I thought to myself, oh my god, I'm
Can I
actually
do this or
working with the
not? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
client now. Will my strategy be useful to her? Will her business actually, get what
The
like
recognition that it
will it
needs.
get the value?
Yeah,
Like,
value.
will they get the value of how much they're paying me for the
Yeah.
service? And I was really scared and nervous, but of course I moved on.
Yeah.
I went ahead feeling scared, but the first month with my first client proved to be really fun. The two of us were like friends.
Like besties.
Yeah, like obviously, like when she used to, like when her first post went up, I was the one spamming comments on her post so that her reach increases.
Girls supporting girls.
Yes, of
that's
course.
that's really good. You know what? I truly believe that if we don't support girls, there is literally
No one, I know.
no one.
Because people always have something to say about a woman,
Exactly.
no matter how much she achieves or
Yeah.
what she does.
And it's actually not the woman's problem. It's not their problem. It is the society's problem, isn't
Yes, yes. And I fail to conform to what society expects of me.
it? Oh yeah, that's
Like,
really
please
good.
not expect
Exactly.
anything from me.
Yeah. No expectations. I mean, I don't understand why people even keep expectations, to be honest. Do you think that people should or they shouldn't?
Well, if it is like from a good, from a good side,
Yeah.
which is about succeeding and doing what the person wants, that's okay. But then expecting a person to behave in a particular way and conform to senseless rules, no. Live and let live.
Oh, that's good, that's good. Live and let live. Which many of our people fail to understand. Okay, so can you talk about a situation from your job that made you realize that what you are doing is totally your forte?
Okay, when I first started designing posts for my clients,
Those were actually really aesthetic and creative, by the way.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
So when I first started designing posts for my client, of course, it took me quite a long time to, understand her niche and, figure out the type of visuals, the elements which would best portray her business. And when I showed them to her, she was really happy. And when those posts went live,
Yeah.
and after a month of managing her account, I saw the results. I was like, this is totally my forte.
It actually hits when you see someone else getting that satisfaction, especially when you are working like under that person, working for that person, I mean. So, you said this thing regarding satisfaction. So, I want to ask you this question. Are you so far satisfied with your life regarding all your aspects of your life? Like love, family, education?
Well, I'd say I'm very, very satisfied and very grateful for the
Yeah.
life that I had right now. And I mean, it's God, by God's grace,
Yeah.
everything in my life right now is perfectly balanced.
Yeah, and it is very essential to be grateful. Do you believe in that?
Yes, I really do.
Yeah.
Because I have a loving family, I have a roof over my head,
Yeah.
we are financially stable. I finally got into college as well as
Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you so much. And my business is also going great.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting to learn at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm very much satisfied.
I'm really happy for you that everything is working out in your life, and I hope that everything will work out.
Thank you so much, Ayusha.
same, Soumyashree.
Yes.
Nowadays, everyone is into this trend of universe.
Yes.
Believing in universe. Do you do that? Do you
Yes.
believe in it?
I do believe in the universe.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in God as well as the universe.
So, this was first of all like a trend, like universe, angel numbers. Were you influenced by that, or like was it just there?
I would not say influenced, because when I first came about this concept of the universe and angel numbers, what I did was actually look into this concept in detail.
Yeah.
Like, I browsed through various articles. This is what I do in my free time.
Yeah.
Anything I come across, I start scrolling about and reading articles about those. And I just thought to myself, why not believe in it
Yeah.
for a try?
So
And
it's
I
like
did.
really essential for people to utilize their free time. Do you believe in that? And how would you like to encourage other people over there as to how they should manage their time? Because I believe you are a great time manager
Thank you
so
so
far.
much.
So can you speak on that?
Regarding your free time, of course, rest is really essential. I will not say something like cut down on your screen time, stop watching Netflix. I will not give any advice like that because
Yeah.
everyone's life works on their own rhythm, right? However, you really need to put aside some time to be alone with yourself, recollect everything you've done through the day, maybe journal about it.
Yeah.
I would really recommend journaling to all the watchers out there, and also putting aside some time to master the skills that you already have. Because as much as college matters and a degree matters, it's your talents, your soft skills that will take you forward. There must be a balance between resting and actually utilizing the time that you have.
Yeah. So, Soumyashree, what
Yes.
is that big sister advice that you would like to give to our youngsters who are watching this right now?
Okay, the big sister advice. I honestly could talk about it for a very long time, but
You should take your time. You should
okay,
talk
thank
about
you so
it.
much.
Please do it.
I'd like to say that people will have expectations of you, but fulfilling their expectations is not your obligation.
Exactly.
You do what you want, whatever you're passionate about, and make sure you do it with purpose. And of course, there are times when you feel like everyone around you is not worth trusting, everything's going downhill. I'd like you to know that this moment will pass and have faith in yourself because, as I've said before, I believe in fatalism. Everything happens for a reason. You know, carry yourself through that situation gracefully and be kind to yourself. And of course, self love is just not manicures, pedicures,
It's
shopping
absolutely
spree. No,
not
it's not
that.
that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
From
it's
within.
just
Yeah.
going to your room and crying your heart out.
That's actually really sweet. Like crying out, because I believe so many people, they are afraid of expressing their emotions. They're afraid of crying, showing their weak self. But people should not be like that.
Yes, and one more thing is that, of course, the world out there is tough. People are rude. Even I am yet to experience the world out there. I'm yet to move out for college. However, this notion that people have, stop showing emotions, don't follow your heart, follow your brain. To some extent, okay, but then stopping yourself from feeling the emotions that you are supposed to feel as a human, that
That's
is
not
weak.
Yeah.
Someone who acknowledges their emotions and how they're feeling, someone who agrees that yes, they are hurting, they are grieving, they are the ones who are the strongest people out there.
Yes, and please keep that in your mind, dear youngsters. So let's move on to the fun part of this
Okay.
podcast. So I would like to ask you some few questions. Would you rather smell like feet or smell like eggs?
Oh my god. I'd rather smell like eggs because eggs are tasty.
Okay. Okay. But the smell, what about the smell? Are you fine with it?
I mean, it's rather stinky feet or it's eggs.
Okay, so
I'd go with
eggs are better. Okay.
As long as it's not rotten eggs,
Okay. What
Okay,
if those
it's
are
eggs.
rotten eggs?
I'd go with feet.
Okay. Would you rather be able to run on your hands or write with your feet? I mean,
Being able to write with your feet sounds so cool.
So-
So
you might. No.
I'll choose that.
Can you imagine yourself doing that?
I'd feel like an X-Men.
Oh my god. Okay. Would you rather sleep for a whole year or not sleep at all for? Oh my god, I think I know this answer.
I'd sleep for a
Whole year.
going into hibernation.
Okay, so you would like to be the Soumya the bear.
Yes.
Soumya the bear. Okay. Would you rather live under the sea or in space? And please tell why. Why would you choose that particular thing?
Okay.
Sea or space?
I'd rather live in space.
Okay.
Well, there's a scientific reason and there's a totally personal reason.
Please.
Number one, scientific reason.
Number one.
The sea, the earth is heating up.
Yeah.
The sea is going to get hotter. I hate the heat. So that's a scientific reason.
Yeah.
And then, personal reason, who would not want to be floating in space? You know, like the space is so pretty.
Yeah. But then
Like,
you come
imagine.
on come in Earth and then you are like.
I'd rather go back again. Goodbye.
Okay. So, would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or your friends? Now, this is a really personal question. But then I believe we can answer it.
Well, I'd rather be held in high regard by my parents because my friends are also my family.
Yeah.
Parents are also family.
But then they are the priority throughout your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do not think that there will ever be a situation during which I'll have to choose between my friends and my family. And I'm really grateful to have a very supportive friend group as well. And I really know I have faith in them and they would never put me in such a situation.
Okay, so would you rather be homeless but never have to work or work at a job you hate for the rest of your life?
Homeless and never have to work. Like, come on. You won't have to work. You can go anywhere you want.
But what about those people who are career driven?
I mean, they can be career driven themselves. I'd rather not. It's their life.
Okay, so everyone should live their life according to their own
Terms.
Yes. Thank you so much, Soumyashree. It was lovely to have you in this podcast. I had fun with the way you talked, with the way you expressed yourself, the way you put out your emotions over there in this platform, used this platform to say what you really believe in, especially about that case wherein you said that people should do it even if they are afraid. And I truly believe in that because if they are not afraid, then they will not know how the real thing is. And that was really mind-blowing. And I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. And I'm sure that you will achieve great things in your life. And once again, thank you so much for being and joining us in this podcast.
Thank you so much, Ayusha, for inviting me today.
It's a pleasure. It's a
It
pleasure.
feels really great having a platform on which I can really express myself. And also thank you to GR Records for inviting me to speak for the podcast. It was really great being here. Thank you so much.
I just hope you had a great experience, Soumyashree.
Oh, it was a great first experience.
Yeah.
I've never been invited for a podcast before. It was really, really great.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. I hope you had so much fun while we were conversing with one another. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye.